Hey folks, JD here, and today I thought we'd have a little comparison. So we've got the JJRC Elfie Plus with the original Eachine Elfie. Okay, so there are two different types of this drone. There's the JJRC Elfie and there's the Eachine Elfie as well. They're both exactly the same. I thought I would go for the different manufacturers this time rather than put in the two of the same manufacturers side by side and see how they hold up. Now, if memory serves, I'll remember that this one is terrible. But again, we're going to go into it. We're going to fly it again because I may have that totally wrong. And of course, then we're looking at the Elfie Plus, which has the gravity sensing controller, which is just lush. So I think from this point, what I'm going to do, we're going to take up the Eachine first. We'll fly her around a little bit to make sure that everything's okay. So this is quite an older quadcopter now. I think the last time I flew this was about 8 or 9 months ago. I normally carry the JJRC version of this in my bag, so if I ever have any of those moments where I'm waiting for something and there is a park with nobody in, I will fly her for a couple of minutes. This guy though hasn't been used in a while, so a couple of things I've done is just charge the battery, plug it in. I've gone through all the screws as part of the pre-flight checks and just made sure all the screws are in. I'm going to just angle this camera a little bit as well. I don't know if I'm going to be taking any video, but I may do. And also made sure that all the propellers are fine and that they're not cracked at all. So with that, let's take her up. Okay, so this drone is controlled purely via a smartphone app. So what I have to do first is connect to the Wi-Fi, and then from that point I am then going to open up the Eachine app. I think it's called the Eachine Fly if memory serves, and then we can take her up and we can have a little look and see how she does. So Eachine unsecured network, just a standard open network, connected without any issues. Eachine Fly, so there's two different Eachine apps. There's Eachine Fly and Eachine UFO. Obviously, as the Fly had this particular quadcopter on it, I went with that app, and there we go. Oh, look at that video. Oh no. Right, okay, fine. So there we go. So all I'm going to do, record a little bit of video down to my smartphone. Let's turn on the analog sticks, and with that, let's take her up. Okay, so there we are. So it's been a long while, as I say, since I've flown this, but let's just leave her around and see how she does. She's moving a little bit. Again, that's just down to the fact that we have altitude hold, we don't have GPS lock. Let's bring her around to me. Hello you. So one thing I did like about this the first time I flew it is that the LEDs are incredibly bright. And honestly, she's flying a lot better than I remember. I remember this being absolutely terrible. But that in itself is okay because of the fact that she's actually proving me wrong. And I quite like that. Okay, she's very slow. Let's kick her up to 60%. Ah, look at that. That's where you see the difference. So, as I said in the first video that I would not have called this a selfie quadcopter. I can see the market they were trying to go after and I can see what they were trying to achieve. I don't think, however, in my opinion, I don't think, however, they nailed that. Hello. Let's see. Hello. So yeah, I think all in all, as a little, I think I said this in the other video as well, I think all in all, as a little quadcopter just to fly her around, I think she's very good. Or I think, I think she's good enough. But I don't think, however, she should be branded as a selfie quadcopter. Oh, it's actually really good. Actually, I'm gonna have to go back and see the original footage of this, because I may have to do a revisit of this guy and just clear up a few loose ends if there are any from the video. Okay, so that's where we've got her kind of just hovering there now, moving around a little bit. I remember her really pulling backwards for some reason. Let's see if I just hover her, bring her down a little bit and hover her. Okay, she's moving backwards, but there's not any of that moving backwards to one side. Okay, let's automatically land her. Waves a little bit and then just falls. Okay, so I thought I'd take her back up just for another fly because I actually really quite enjoyed it. So yeah, all in all, I'm actually really quite shocked that this one flies as well as it does. So yes, so we're going to fly around for another couple of minutes and then we'll bring her down and we'll take up the Elfie Plus. Let's bring her a little bit forward to me, and then let's bring her down. So down she goes, and let's stop recording. There we go. Access my photos, yes please. Save that, and we're landed. Okay, so that's very good. I enjoyed that. Let's take up the Elfie Plus. Okay, now you can fly this from a smartphone app as well. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fly using this gravity sensing controller because I love this. This is a great way to fly. So all I'm going to do is just turn her on. Turn on the transmitter. Single once up, once down. And then all LEDs are solid on the transmitter as well. So let's take her up. So one depress down on the analog stick and she's ready to go. Okay, let me just get a feel for it with my wrist for a second. Oh, there she is. Right. Let's fly her. Yes. Okay, so this is more for the selfie market, in so much that you have a gravity sensing controller. So basically, you have a few accelerometers inside this transmitter, and you can hold the quadcopter. And you can hold it pretty straight, and to take a photo, it's still not brilliantly straight, but it's not going to be until a GPS lock version. Then it'll be a little bit more stable for taking selfie photos and videos. I like it because JJRC are trying something new with this transmitter, and it worked. For all the times that technology companies try things and they don't work, there is of course that one time where they do something and it just works, and that is this time. LEDs really nice and bright. Up and down motions, altitude increase, altitude descend, still nice motions, no problems there. And of course it flies in whichever direction you point your wrist. Whether you want to fly backwards, forwards, if you want it left or right, it'll just automatically go. It is really nice. I do like this guy a lot. Yes. So a couple of downsides with this guy is the fact that the batteries don't last very long, but fortunately with this particular one I was given 3 batteries, so that in itself is just excellent. I'm sorry, as well as having the automatic takeoff feature, we also have the automatic landing, which is really quite nice. It's again controlled by your wrist as you come into land, which makes it, you can have some really stable landings from it. Oh, I just really like this guy. Really like this guy. Also, with the 3 batteries that you do get, you're looking at about 6 to 8 minutes of flight per battery. So that's quite a little bit of flying time that you have. The batteries take about an hour and 30 to land, to charge. See, you can hold him really still. Look at that. It's beautiful. Really nice. Right then, so that being said, let's bring her down and let's bring them in for a verdict. I do like that. Alright, let's get a verdict. Alright, so my thoughts about the JJRC Elfie Plus haven't altered. I think it's brilliant, I really do. I haven't had a minute's problem from this, from the transmitter or from anything. I've flown this now about 4 times, twice on my own, twice filmed, and every time has been brilliant. Really enjoyable. The Eachine, I gotta be honest, I was really shocked. I thought this was going to fly. I remember it flying a lot worse than what it did. So I'm going to have to go back, review the footage. Maybe a revisit is in order with this guy, but we'll have a little look and we'll see. But both of them, I tell you what, they're both brilliant. I think this is more of a quadcopter just for flying. I don't rate it at all in the video or photograph department. This guy is a little bit better. Obviously you can hold him a lot more still with the gravity sensing, with the accelerometers inside the controller there. So you can hold him to get a better photo. The video footage inside here, the camera lens, is a little bit better. So therefore you are going to be looking at a little bit more enhanced photos and video. So there we are. I really enjoyed. I hope you have too, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.